owning more is supposed to make life better. A nicer car, a bigger closet, more gadgets, more essentials from Amazon that show up in 2 days and somehow become part of your personality. But for a lot of people, more doesn't feel better. It feels heavier. There's more stuff to clean, more stuff to organize, more stuff quietly draining your money, your attention, and your peace of mind. And that's the part we don't talk about enough. Yes, owning less can save you money, but honestly, that might be the least interesting benefit. Owning less can make you feel richer in ways money alone can't touch. More time, more focus, more calm, more freedom. This isn't about extreme minimalism. It's not one of those sell everything you own, paint your apartment beige, and become emotionally attached to a single wooden spoon speeches. It's simply about removing the things that make your life more expensive, more stressful, and more crowded than it needs to be. The first thing owning too much steals from you is something you feel every single day, even if you can't name it. It steals your mental energy. Most of us think clutter is just visual. It's not. It's cognitive. Every single object in your environment asks your brain for a tiny slice of attention. That pile of unopened mail, the chair in your bedroom that's now a monument to laundry, the 10 browser tabs open on your laptop, reflecting your emotional state. Your brain is constantly scanning all of it. Even when you think you're relaxing, part of your mind is tracking unfinished tasks and visual noise. And that matters because your attention is a finite resource. The more energy you burn on small, unnecessary decisions, the less you have for what actually moves your life forward. People who simplify their lives often say they feel calmer before they even save a single dollar. They're not just decluttering their home, they're decluttering their mind. When your closet is packed, getting dressed takes longer. When your kitchen is full of random gadgets, cooking feels chaotic. Owning less reduces that friction, and when life has less friction, it just feels easier. But mental clutter isn't even the most expensive part. What owning more really steals from you is your time. Here's the scam nobody warns you about. When you buy something, you're not just buying the thing. You're buying the maintenance, the cleaning, the organizing, the storage, the upgrades, and eventually the mild regret of realizing your life didn't actually need a countertop panini press. The more you own, the more your life becomes admin. You spend time looking for things you misplaced, cleaning around stuff you barely use, managing subscriptions you forgot existed, returning things that looked life-changing online but deeply unnecessary in person. This is why owning less can make you feel richer almost immediately, not because your bank account explodes, but because your day starts to feel more open. You stop spending your Saturday reorganizing things you don't even care about. You get back something that money can never replace: time. Time to think, time to rest, time to call people you care about, time to work on something that matters. That is real wealth. Because if your lifestyle eats all your time, it doesn't matter how much stuff you own. You're still broke in one of the ways that matters most. And this quiet drain has social consequences too. Owning less can improve your relationships. When your environment feels chaotic, you usually feel more stressed. And when you're stressed, you become less patient, less present, and way easier to annoy. The real cost of clutter isn't always what it does to your living room. It's what it does to your mood. Think about how many small arguments are really just stress in disguise. You can't find your keys, the counter is covered with stuff, you're already running late, and then someone asks, "Hey, have you seen my charger?" And suddenly, you're one inconvenience away from starting a new life in the woods. That's not about the charger, that's about overload. Owning less removes some of that background stress. It makes your home easier to live in. It makes rest feel more possible. A rich life isn't just one with more income, it's one where you have the capacity to actually enjoy the people in it. But here's where it gets deeper. The biggest reason owning less feels richer has less to do with your closet and more to do with your identity. It protects you from the buy it, become better trap. A lot of our spending isn't about the item, it's about the version of you the item promises. You're not buying the expensive notebook, you're buying the fantasy that this is the week you finally become organized. You're not buying the home gym equipment, you're buying the dream version of yourself who wakes up at 5 a.m. and enjoys lunges. You're buying hope, and hope gets expensive when companies know exactly how to package it. Modern consumer culture runs on one message: you are almost enough, almost successful, almost productive, almost organized, and the missing piece is always just one more purchase away. The package arrives, you get a little rush, and then it becomes normal. And then something else shows up promising to fix the next insecurity. Your house is full, but you still don't feel full. Owning less breaks the connection between stuff and self-worth. It forces you to ask a better question. What do I actually value when nobody's trying to sell me an identity? That's where richness starts, not when you can afford more, but when you stop needing more just to feel like enough. Finally, let's connect this back to money. Owning less creates financial margin, and margin changes everything. Margin is what happens when fewer dollars are leaking into things that don't improve your life. That extra money can go toward paying off debt, building your emergency fund, investing, or just making your life less fragile. A lot of people are financially stuck not just because they don't earn enough, but because the cost of maintaining their lifestyle keeps creeping higher. Too many payments, too many habits, too many things bought for a life they're not even enjoying. Owning less lowers the cost of being you, and when the cost of being you goes down, your freedom goes up. So, how do you start without turning your weekend into a dramatic identity crisis with trash bags? You start small. Don't try to declutter your whole life in one day. That's how you end up on the floor holding a phone charger from 2014 like it belongs in a museum. Pick one category, just one: your closet, your kitchen gadgets, your subscriptions, your email inbox. Then ask 3 simple questions. Do I actually use this? Does this make my life easier? And is this costing me money, time, or energy without giving enough back? This isn't about owning nothing. It's about owning intentionally. A good life isn't built by removing everything. It's built by removing what gets in the way. And when you do that, space opens up. Not just in your room, but in your mind, in your schedule, and in your finances. You start realizing that what you wanted was never more stuff. It was more breathing room. Owning less won't automatically make you rich, but it can make your life feel richer in the ways we all crave. More calm, more time, more freedom, less pressure to perform success through purchases. And in a world that constantly tells you to upgrade, add, and consume, there is something incredibly powerful about realizing that the richer life might actually be the lighter one. Not empty, not extreme, just intentional. Because the goal isn't to own as little as possible. The goal is to make sure what you own is actually helping you live better, not heavier.